Need some help getting your groove back? Download the ultimate guide, Beating the Midlife Slump. 10 strategies to help you boost your self-confidence, self-love, and self-care. After years of hopping from one diet to another, these are the same strategies I used to lose 43 pounds. Now I am gifting you these easy to implement tools that will help you to reduce your stress and boost your metabolism so that you can lose weight naturally. To download your free copy, click the link in the show notes or head over to the website at www.welcometoyourlifelivefree.com and click on the gift tab. Let's end your dieting journey today. You are listening to the award-winning Welcome to Your Life, Midlife Made Easier podcast. I am your host, certified diabetes lifestyle coach, Renee Reed. WTYL is a lifestyle podcast for women juggling midlife, self-care, and work-life balance. If you are ready to live the life you deserve, keep listening. You know, it always fascinates me how in 2020 we can be so connected and yet feel so alone. Loneliness can be a part of midlife for many reasons: divorce, death of a spouse, or an empty nest. A Psychology Today article contends that loneliness does not depend on your social circle, as more than 60% of married people admitted to feeling lonely. In the United States, 40% of midlife folks are affected by loneliness, and this could lead to some devastating health outcomes. In today's show, we are going to examine how loneliness can affect your health and how you can protect yourself. Let's get started. Hello, ladies. It's Renee, host of the Welcome to Your Life podcast. Have you thought of recording your own podcast, but the thought of learning new technology was too frightening? I know exactly how you feel. That's how I felt until I found Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place, and it's free. You can record from your phone or your computer, and the creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere on places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Trust me, you will not regret it. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I hope that you all are safe and well. So today we're talking about loneliness. But before we get started, let's define the difference between loneliness and isolation, since many of us use these terms interchangeably. Isolation happens when we have little or no contact with other people for an extended period of time. And this can be due to a mental health issue, the lack of natural or professional relationships, or the fear of being abandoned by the people that we become close to. People who isolate themselves avoid social situations and social interaction. A 2018 survey conducted by Cigna found that loneliness has reached epidemic levels across all age groups in the U.S. But as you reach the age of 45, isolation can increase. Loneliness, on the other hand, is an emotional state, and it can be caused by isolation, but the difference is that when you feel lonely, you actually crave social interaction, and the lack of this interaction could lead to sadness. It can also lead to health risks, and these health risks include stress levels that are higher than normal, antisocial behavior, increased alcohol or drug consumption, and depression. Studies also show that lonely adults are less likely to exercise and more likely to consume a diet that is high in fat and calories. So, how can you protect yourself from the devastating effects of loneliness? I will share my 3 tips with you right after a word from our sponsor. Hey guys, welcome back. So, how can you protect yourself against loneliness? So, the 3 things that I am going to share with you are things that I have actually used and put into practice. The first thing is you want to nurture existing relationships. Now, this really helped me to combat my loneliness. I had a horrific time with empty nest syndrome. You can imagine going from a house with 5 kids to no kids was a really big change for me. And I spent a couple of months walking around my house, dusting and rearranging empty bedrooms and posting the saddest Facebook posts you've ever read. What I did was I made a point each day to contact a family member or friend. And I have to tell you that connecting and reconnecting with them really helped me to combat my loneliness. Finding out what was happening in their world really took the focus off of what was happening in mine. And because we are practicing social distancing due to the virus, I'm extending that nurturing of my existing relationships with my work colleagues and reaching out to them a couple of times each week just so that we can stay connected. The second thing I did was I found a hobby. Now, this was hard for me because the things that I enjoy don't necessarily require company. I am a runner. I like to swim, read. Those things you don't necessarily need a partner for, but I have to tell you, it has been a real joy cycling with my friend and organizing family walks. When this pandemic is over, you could join or start your own bowling league. Um, right now, you can start a book club online and invite your family and friends to join you. Or you could do something entirely out of your comfort zone, like ballroom dancing, and make some new friends. And believe it or not, there are dance clubs online right now, and they are waiting for you to join them. If you can't find a club that you like, then start one of your own because there are people out there waiting to connect with you. And the third thing that I want to share with you is to volunteer. This is one of the best ways to get your mind off of yourself because you are actually giving back to your community. So find a place to donate your time and gifts and talents. There are social service agencies right now who are looking for drivers. Volunteers are needed to help assemble school lunches. And schools are looking for volunteers to read to children who are now being homeschooled. Time spent volunteering will put you into social situations that will help you to meet new people and in a safe environment. So these are 3 ways that you can begin connecting today. You know, I do not believe that as you get older, you'll get lonelier. Yes, your life will change. Kids will grow up and move out. You might get divorced. Your spouse might pass away. And maybe your friend of 25 years will move to another state. But I have found that one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves in midlife is to be flexible, to live our lives with a curious mind, and to be open to new possibilities. Now, if your loneliness persists or turns into isolation, don't be afraid to ask for help. There are so many therapeutic organizations online now that are offering therapy online to people who obviously right now cannot come into the office. Now, when using these services, you want to make sure that you do your due diligence and you do your research before you commit. Also, check out your church. All the churches now have put their organizations online so that you can connect with them. So, look, midlife can be a scary time. Our bodies are changing, our relationships are changing. The world is now a scary place, but you do not have to be lonely. You do not have to isolate yourself. You do not have to feel like you are by yourself in all of this mess that is happening right now. We can get through anything as long as we stay connected and get through it together. Thank you for listening to today's show. Please subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Don't forget, your free gift is waiting. Download the ultimate midlife guide, Beating the Midlife Slump, 10 strategies to help you boost your self-confidence, self-love, and self-care. Just click the link in the show notes to download your free copy today. Until next time, I am wishing you peace and love. Talk soon.